This Coast to Coast Entertainment Network program is brought to you by Beside Me Bracelets. Our bracelets are handmade for any occasion. Use the promo code Coast to Coast for 15% off. Visit their website at besideme.com. Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry. With 24-hour shopping available, use the code 160920 and show her some love, like she showed us. Reaper Apparel Company, a commitment to live your most authentic way every single day. Visit reaperapparelco.com for more information and a look at all of their apparel offerings. And by Good Day Embroidery, your local source for custom embroidery, screen printing, and more. Log on to gooddayembroidery.com for more information.
All right, hello, and welcome to another edition of C2C Rankem. I'm the host, Big B, along with my counterpart halfway around the world, the Primus, Tim Hendricks. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. First of all, I want to start off the day by saying I want to wish my brother-in-law and my sister a happy 20th anniversary. I can't believe it's been 20 years already. It's, she couldn't have married a greater guy. There are a couple guys out there that would probably disagree with me, but that's okay. But we're doing a show today that I kind of caught by watching I can speak. We do this show because I can speak, and then I can't speak because I listened to a podcast of a certain dead man, and I thought this would be a great show to do.
Yeah. So happy 20th anniversary to Heather. Hopefully she's watching. Also tomorrow, got to give a big 40th happy birthday to my wife Linda. She turns 40 tomorrow. So
40? Boy, she's
40.
young.
Yeah.
She thinks she's old. She thinks she's old, but we all know that 40 is still young.
Yeah, exactly. So the non-sports person in my life, happy birthday. So with that being said, Tim alluded to it. We kind of did a episode of this a while back, our dream matches and stuff. So Tim brought it up again through the podcast he was talking about. So we're going to go top 10 matches we haven't seen that we'd like to. So we got the women, the men, and the tag team. And then we also have, I don't know if Tim could draw one up quick, but we got a new bit at the end. We're good? All right. We something I've been seeing on TikTok a lot or Instagram is these blind rankings. So Tim's got a category, I got a category. We're going to see how funny that bit's going to be, So it'll be interesting to see where that one goes. But with that being said, Tim, let's start with the women. Top 10 women matches we would have loved to see. And, of course, if you got WWE wrestling games, you could probably do these matches and see the outcome. So how do we want to score this today? We're just going to go half a snipe, or what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? We're going to have fun.
Yeah, we're going to have fun. I think a half a point for a snipe.
Okay.
I'm curious. I can see us getting 5 full points.
Oh,
I can see it going huge. That's the thing is because it's 10 and we're doing half points, so we could go huge just on.
Yeah, I can kind of see. I'll go with that 5 full points there. It'll be interesting. So let's kick it off. Your number 10.
My number 10. I went and I looked it up, and it's funny because they were both in the WWE at the same time, and yet they never wrestle each other. But their dads were probably in one of arguably the top three factions of all time. I know the one you haven't seen much on TV as of late, and the other one got fired, if I'm not mistaken. I love the look on your face, like who already could.
I know one of them.
Yeah, and I would have loved to seen this just to see what it would be like to see, if Rick was on one corner for his daughter and Tully on in the other corner, for for superiority of the four horsemen. But my number 10 is Charlotte Flair and Tessa Blanchard.
That is a good one. Yeah, she kind of got an ego on her, so a lot of people haven't been working with her. That's a good one. I forgot all about her. That's definitely a good one. My number 10, I'm gonna take a homer pick on this one, but I was trying to think of where I could put her and who I could put her with. I had her up against Sable first. I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. But my number 10 is I got Minnesota's own Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton versus Sunny.
Ooh. Now, as long as Sonny's not behind the wheel of the car, we're good.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right, you're number 2 or number 9.
My number 2. That was weird. I was a big fan of my number 9. My one half of my number 9, and I see a lot of the other half in her. She's right now, the second half is in NXT. She reminds me a lot of my number, her opponent. Her opponent we lost way too soon for many terrible thoughts and things, and that's one person you kind of hope that would have gotten help, because I'd have loved to have seen her career as she's gone forward. But I see almost though her opponent as almost like a carbon copy. My number 9 is Ashley Mazzaro versus Cora Jade.
Oh, okay. All right. My number 9, two girls. Well, one is actually, pretty fit now. And I actually got to see this other one in October. And, she's tinier than I thought she was. But, when she was wrestling, she was pretty fit herself. I'd like to see Jacqueline versus Belair.
Bianca. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really, really good one. Well, I'm gonna give you half a point. I'm gonna give you half a point right off the top. It's one Spitfire versus another Spitfire. I'm gonna give you Jackie. I'm giving you Jacqueline.
Oh, give me Jackie.
I'll give you Jacqueline. But I want to see this fight. This one. The moment I thought of this, it's like I really want to see this. I'd rather see her in her WWE persona and not her AEW persona. I think this would be a hell of a match. My opponent for Jacqueline is Sasha Banks.
That is a good one. I like that one. My number 8. Again, two pretty fit ladies when they wrestled. One is still wrestling, and got to meet her September, I think it was. And she's another one too. I would not want to mess with, even though she's smaller than me, but man, she is ripped. I would take Jordan Grace versus Beth Phoenix.
Yeah, I got to give you another half point. I got to give you I'll be honest. A little later, I'm giving you a full point for this match. But I like Jordan Grace, I think, because she's just a ball of muscle. But the person that I've got her going up against is another ball of muscle, but their height difference is so huge and so amazingly, astronomically big. I don't think Jordan Grace ever got to AEW. But now that NXT is working with Impact, I think this match has a possibility, a big possibility. I'd like to see them square up in the Women's Royal Rumble. because I think that's going to happen. My number 7 is Jade Cargill versus Jordan Grace.
I had that one penciled in too. I had her penciled in, and I was looking at the list of Hall of Famers. I'm like, oh, Beth Phoenix, Jordan Grace, that would be a good one.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, my number 7. We're going to kick it old school, big time, because before she became a manager, she was actually a pretty good in-ring performer, and her persona and today the woman I got her up against, I think would just their persona would work together in the ring, and even outside the ring, they could be a little tag team maybe. I got Sensational Sherry versus Chelsea Green.
God, I had Chelsea Green on this list too, and I dumped her. I love Chelsea Green as she's like the heel Karen.
Yeah,
and I absolutely love it. Oh no, who's right? We got
it's the repo man of C2C who likes to take our bits and put them on his own show. It's Randy Cox. How's it going, buddy?
All right. So my number 6. These two are friends, which makes this even better. So this makes it even. One's probably one of the top women wrestlers in AEW, towards one of the top women wrestlers in WWE. But they're amazing friends with each other. Problem is they're both heels, which makes it kind of, well, I don't know if one's a heel now, but I know they played heels, played good heels. I'd like to see this match, and with me having WWE 2K24 free shameless plug, I can have this match. My number 6 is Britt Baker versus Bayley.
Oh, that would be a good one. I didn't think about that. No, I don't have Bayley on my list. So let's go to number 6. I when I wrote this match down, I probably should have had the Minnesota connection on this match, but I am going with another Minnesota connection, and I'm going with one of the women's champions right now. I'm going Molly Holly versus Liv Morgan.
I forgot about Molly. I didn't forget about Liv.
Yeah, I got to meet Molly Holly too in July. So.
And the funny thing is, I can have that match too. I have them both. Golly, that's a good one. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. My number 5. I remember when my second one was when she first came up. I think she was a heel, if I'm not mistaken, and I hated. But the thing is, I hated the Queen of Staten Island. The Queen of Staten Island persona. It just tended to bother me, but that's fine. It doesn't bother me. But I put her up against somebody from, basically that was huge during the WCW era. I always remembered her for the legs. It seems like she was like the evil version of my other one. I've got Stacy Keibler versus Carmella.
Oh, that would be a good one. I think you're right. I think they are kind of both like, mimicking each other a little bit. My number 5, back in the day, she was the face. I'll give you half a point because the lady that you brought up ain't around that much, but is the face. I'm going to go Trish Stratus versus Charlotte Flair.
That hasn't happened. I thought that had, but no, you're right. It hasn't. She's pressing.
I don't forget if it did. I mean,
if she did, I didn't see it.
Yeah. All right, you're number 4.
Well, I kind of alluded to it backstage a little bit. Kind of the one where, somebody's called out somebody else about being the revolutionary of the women's division, and then somebody calls out the other person on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, ecstasy, I don't care. I'll give you the half point for Trish Stratus, but I'm gonna go my other my opponent for her is the person who decided to throw away a title on WCW. I am putting Medusa up against Trish Stratus.
Ooh. I had Medusa on here too, and I took her off. That's a good one. That would be a good one. My number 4, I'll give you half a point for Britt Baker.
Ooh.
And I will raise it Alita.
Oh, well, I like that one. Britt Baker and Lita would be good because I'm going to have to give you a full point on 3.
All right.
I liked it. I liked this match. I thought this was going to be good. Strength first. It's always, and if you play WWE, you play 2K24, and you play it in my GM mode, you have to put 2 people against each other that would make a great match. And I'm going to give you the half a point for Lita, but I'm also going to give you the half a point for Beth Phoenix.
Ooh. God, those 2 never faced off each other?
No, and I had to look it up, and they've never faced each other.
Wow.
Now Lita's faced Natalya, but she's never faced Beth Phoenix. Beth Phoenix has faced Natalya, but has never faced.
Wow.
Like, holy heck.
All right. So I'm going to give you at number 3 here.
Well, he didn't see the match.
They did? They wrestled?
Well, we got Jim Cornette in the
Okay. Well, I get too. I mean, 2019 Trish Stratus versus Charlotte Flair, okay. But if you go back to the 90s Trish Stratus versus Charlotte Flair, you probably get a different match.
So the Vince Kiss My Ass Trish Stratus versus Charlotte Flair.
So anyway, so my number 3, I will give you a half a point for Jade Cargill.
Ooh.
But I'm going to put her up against China.
Oh. No, I don't like that one.
Oh.
I have a better match for China.
All right.
Which is at number 2.
Okay.
I like China, but I think this is a match. And the funny thing is my number 1 is a world mover, I think. But my number 2, this is the first one that I thought of, to be honest. I've got China, so I'll give you your half a point. But I've got her going against Rhea Ripley.
Ooh, yeah, that would be a good one. You are right on that one. That is a good one. My number 2, I'm going to give you a half a point for Sasha Banks.
Ooh.
But I have Lita again. I couldn't think of somebody better, but I think Lita and Sasha Banks could put out a brawl.
I think that'd be a great match. I don't know if they faced it. Was she already gone from the company when Lita showed up? I got somebody better for Nia Jax, too.
Yeah. Yeah, Nia Jax to China, I don't know. I mean,
I've got a better one.
Pound maybe, but
who?
Go ahead. You're number 1.
All right, my number 1, like I said, this was a world mover. The fact is that Nia Jax is a world in her own. But when there's something more awesome to go up against Nia Jax, this would be scary. This would be like if Rikishi took on Yokozuna. 2 big meaty guys going against each other. I've got Awesome Kong versus Nia Jax.
Wow, yeah, Awesome Kong. Wow, that is a good one. Yeah, see who hurt who first. My number 1, I think this one would, you talk about world movers that way. I think this one will put butts in the seats because you got possibly the GOAT of women's wrestling, Fabulous Moolah, versus Becky Lynch.
Oh, God, those 2 hate each other. Those 2 hated each other. That would be a great match. I honestly think that would be a great, great match. That would definitely be a needle mover.
Yeah. All right. So that being said, let's go over to the men's side of things. Again, top 10 matches we'd like to see. I will admit to this one before Randy corrects me on it. I do have one match on here. I know they faced each other, but I want to see them in their prime. So outside of that, I'll kick it off here.
How many full points did we get that last time?
Well, you got that one full point you gave me, but half a point. Let's see. So that'd be 1, 2, 3. So I got 3 full sets, and you got 2.
So totally, we got 5.
Yeah. We got in a roundabout way.
Yeah, in a roundabout way, we still got a total of 5.
This one, I can see us getting a lot of half a points. I think there's going to be one match. I think we will.
I think there's a couple matches. I think there's a couple matches on here we can get a full one on.
Yeah. So I'll go 3. Well, I'll go 5 half point or 5 full point.
5 full points.
Mark.
I'm gonna say 6 just to be safe.
All right.
And I got, remember I told you backstage I got a 1-on-1, a 1v1v1.
All right. So this match, I'll start off right away. This match I know has already happened. So Randy, don't quote, don't say, oh, it already happened, because I know it happened. But I want them in their prime, and actually one of them was still kind of in their prime when they fought, but the other one wasn't. I want Hulk Hogan in his prime versus The Rock.
Yeah, I kind of figured that's where you were going to go. I kind of figured that. Yeah, like I said, and I knew it happened too, but it's like,
Okay, Randy, how could this? Again, this could be a debate that maybe we'll have to have you on someday, or maybe we'll have to do a kicking it episode. But Moolah held that title forever. She was the face of women's wrestling.
Yeah, it's like San Martino.
Yeah.
I won't say it. Yeah, but he won't say the Hogan Rock one. I got what he meant there.
All right, you're number 10.
My number 10. I kind of want to see this match because it's a world mover, kind of along the lines of the Nia Jax versus Awesome Kong. We always talk about what it would be like. I don't know if a ring could handle the size. We got one guy who was the face of the WWF before WrestleMania 1, 2, whatever, WrestleMania 3. But the other one you have been lucky enough to meet. I think this would be a great match. I think this would be hilarious because this one could headline like 22 WrestleManias because it would just be fun to watch. I have the Big Show versus Andre the Giant.
Yeah, we've actually created that match a few times in WWE 2K, and I've even put them in as a tag team too. I think those guys together would just, like you said, be funny, but they put butts in the seats. So my number 9, I'm going with the I don't know. They for some reason both of their entrances just kind of, to me, makes me think of the other one every time I see it. I am going to go with Michael P.S. Hayes versus HBK.
They never face each other singles?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so. The funny thing is,
because I don't think when Shawn Michaels went solo, I don't think Michael P.S. Hayes was even wrestling still.
No, I think he was, but I think he was still backstage doing interviews as Doc Hendricks.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a good match.
Khali, Big Show, Andre, and the Great Gonzalez. Could you find a ring big enough for them four?
You'd have to put semi-truck suspensions on the corners.
Yeah. That's probably the most smart thing that Randy said in a while. So, all right, you're number 9.
I didn't say it. I've wanted to see this match, especially after I started watching a little bit of Impact Wrestling back when they were starting. To know that this guy is now, I want to say, a producer in the WWE, and the other guy is the mayor of Knox County. I think I wanted to see this match so bad. I always wanted him to leave TNA to go to WWE, and he did, and I didn't get it in the capacity that I wanted to. I wanted to see Abyss versus Kane.
Yeah, that would have been a good one too. Yeah. So here's one. I think a lot of fans would have wanted to see this, especially if they wrestled in today's wrestling, because it seems like it always happens. Unlike it does back in the olden days. I'm breaking up LOD. I want Hawk versus Animal.
Man, how does that work? Never mind. Okay, that's a whole different thing. Okay, yeah, cool. I think about something else. Well, why did you do that? And then I realized something else. Never mind. Think of what I said. Wow, that is good.
You're number 8.
My number 8. This is my 1v1v1 match. What can I say? But I am posting the Shield against themselves. I'm taking Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I'm surprised that one hasn't happened that way.
Does not happen, even especially at Florida Championship Wrestling. It never happened. Seth has faced Dean. Seth has faced Roman. Dean has faced Roman.
Yep.
Never faced themselves though.
So my number 7. There's a lot of comparisons between these two. As a matter of fact, one of them I have another comparison with, but I want to see Daniel Bryan versus HBK.
I want to see that one too. I'm starting to count where you've got me in half points because I can't remember.
I don't think we have any half points yet.
No, I don't think so either.
So Randy's putting up the obvious already. Taker versus Sting in their prime.
We want it today. I put it in WWE. I put it in 2K24 all the time.
Yeah. You're number 7.
My number 7. These guys are just strong men. One just stiff. One's a stiff worker, but probably both of these guys are probably the nicest guys on the planet. But when you get them in the ring, they can be probably some of the greatest heels. I want to see this match. I've been lucky enough to see one of these guys in Milwaukee before he passed away. And this is just be a great match. I want to see the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, versus Vader.
Ooh. I thought you were going somewhere else with that one.
Owen Hart.
My number 6. I think this would be, kind of like your Nia Jax China World Mover or not China. Yeah, China versus Kong.
Kong versus Jax.
Oh, Kong versus Jax. Yeah, I think it would be a world mover because both these guys are just stocky. I'm going with Minnesota's own Otis versus Jim the Neidhart.
Oh man, that'd be a good match. I can do that match on 2K24. I'll tell you later.
Oh yeah. Mark Henry versus Yokozuna.
That'd be a good match too.
Yeah. It would not make me if that was the headliner. It would not make me want to buy the ticket though. If it was on the card,
maybe Mark Henry versus Lex Luger.
Mark Henry versus Lex Luger. That'd be a good one. All right, you're number 6.
You to see him try to get into a torture rack would be awesome. My number 6. I know these two have never faced each other because, well, we all know. He was one was kicked into a concussion infamy by Goldberg. And the other one loved Percocet so much that it almost cost him his life and his career. I think probably two technical wrestlers that are amazing. And to think if and the one effortlessly put people over left, right, and center and made them look good doing it. I want to see Bret Hart versus Kurt Angle.
Yeah, that'd be a good one too. That would be a good one. My number 5, I got HBK versus the guy that everybody compared him to, and I think they even did a bit on it, WWE, before he got released. Dolph Ziggler.
Ooh, the Zigzag Man. I can't remember if you've got. I have this feeling I'm giving you a full point.
We have no points yet.
Yeah, we're about to. I think.
All right.
I'm going to give you your HBK.
All right.
I've got Shawn Michaels. You know, the Mr. WrestleMania himself. I'm putting him up against the guy that basically went up to John Cena and says, "I'm the face that runs the place." I want Shawn Michaels versus AJ Styles.
That would be a good one, too.
You've had Styles, right? You had AJ Styles and HBK.
I've not had AJ Styles yet.
Oh, so I'm only giving you a half a point. Oh, okay.
Half a point. My number 4, I got to go with these two because I just think their characters kind of, went off of off of each other in a way. I got Val Venus versus Minnesota's own Rick Rude.
I think that'd be a great match.
I think it would be too.
I'd love to see Val Venus versus CM Punk. Yeah.
You're number 4.
My number 4, I'll give you half a point because I know you had Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
And I think that's the HBK one. It's one of the 2 HBK ones, but okay, that's good. And I know the WWE don't ever want to talk about this guy, but these are 2 guys that basically put caution to the wind. I like Daniel Bryan, but what he did in what his opponent did in the ring gets overshadowed for what he did outside of the ring, and that sucks. As you know, because I've listened to that Paul Heyman speech so many times. What he did outside the ring, horrible, deplorable. I get that. Inside the ring, he's top 5. I get that completely.
Yep.
But my match is Daniel Bryan versus Chris Benoit.
Yeah. Are you talking about the one where somebody else's boy and Paul Heyman was awful? Oh my God, that is classic.
That is the best. That is one of the best Paul Heyman speeches I've ever heard.
Yeah, that is so classic. I like that one. My number 3, it could happen. These two are probably great on the mic. In ring, I mean, like I said, one would have to be. I would want to see one in their prime because right now, I mean, yeah, he still could put out a good show, but I got MJF versus John Cena.
That'd be good. That'd be good. And I think I've even heard MJF said that he would love to face Cena in his prime.
Yeah, and just think of the promos those guys could cut.
Well, and the funny thing is, what was it? Cena was one of the producers on Iron Claw. Yeah,
I think so.
He was a producer, and MJF were producers, and they met each other on the red carpet. And it's like, yeah, these two could.
MJF was supposed to be in the movie, but they cut his part out.
He was. He's in there briefly. He's in there for a little bit. He's in one of the backgrounds, but they basically cut most of his stuff out.
All right, your number 3.
My number 3, 2 names so far I don't think I've heard. I thought we were going to kind of get it, especially in that press conference for one of the 2K games. It sucks that one had to retire, but I want to see this in the prime. The guy who was, basically we got the straight edge guy versus the beer swilling, drinking SOB of the WWE. And I thought for a second we were going to get a knockdown drag-out fight at one of the press conferences because they were sitting next to each other and they were just egging each other on. My number 3 is Stone Cold Steve Austin versus CM Punk.
Yeah, you would. Yeah. That one again could happen. But yeah, if Stone Cold in his prime versus CM Punk would be a phenomenal match. My number 2, again, I think I alluded to this last wrestling show we talked about, but the way Darby Allin's going right now, he's going to take over King of Hardcore very soon. But Darby Allin versus Mick Foley.
Yep, I remember you bringing that one up.
Yeah. You're number 2.
My number 2, I'm giving you a full point because I've heard both of these names. But we're looking at one point in time, we were looking at the face of the WWF and then the face of the WWE during the Ruthless Aggression period. The two people that they say are probably the two of the top 5 record earners in WWE/WWF history. And the surprise that this hasn't happened, even though Hogan came back to fight The Rock twice. But my number 2 is Hulk Hogan versus John Cena.
Yeah, that one again. Hogan in his prime, I think, would be a good one. Yeah, and I don't think we're gonna get Hogan anymore in the ring. I think he's had too many back surgeries.
Yeah, he's
everybody keep hinting that he wants one more match, but my number 1, and like I said, this is the smartest thing Randy said all day. Definitely Sting and Undertaker, in their prime. Both of them together in a match would be phenomenal. You're number 1.
Well, this is probably the only time we're going to say this the entire show. It's not C2C unless we're sniping. My number 1 is your number 1 is Randy Cox's number 1, the Ultimate Warrior versus the Undertaker. No, the Undertaker versus Sting.
Yeah. They. I don't want to see it now because even though it would put butts in the seats, it just would not be the same.
The thing is, if you're going to do it, and this would be the smart way to do it, you start off WrestleMania first night with Undertaker Sting.
Yeah, or you do one of those cinematical matches or whatever.
Yeah, like a Fire Funhouse or a graveyard match or yeah.
All right, so I think I got 3 full point. Now this one is going to be a fun one. I think this one could spark a lot of conversations. I think, and this is the tag team side of things. So top 10 tag matches we'd like to see. I think we're gonna get. I can see like 4 full points.
All right, I'll go with your 4 full points.
All right, so let's go with it. You start.
I think of this, and the funny thing is, 2 of these guys are going to show up again on this list in a different group. And I kind of referenced the father, the daughter, and one. And they're just too old. But these two were just mean cusses, and now you've got this tag team in. God, I want to say AEW. Yeah, AEW, and I like this. And the WWE was stupid to let these guys go. I thought it was absolutely stupid. They were known as the Revival in the WWE. I thought it was dumb that they let them go. I want to see FTR versus the Brainbusters.
Oh, Arn and
Tony.
Actually, FDR kind of reminds me of them too.
Yeah, in a way, they do.
All right, so I'm going to go old school here, and then I'm going to go with the very new school tag team, and I just think that I think the name says it all. I think it will be a good match back in the prime. I want the Midnight Rockers, or as people know them as the Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, versus Private Party.
Wow, you and Private Party. I'll give you half a point. I'll give you half a point on the Rockers.
All right.
But I've got them. I got them at 9 too. So I like the Rockers. I thought that was a pretty innovative tag team back in the day. But I'm gonna put them up against a pretty innovative team back in the Attitude Era. I've got the Rockers versus the Hardys.
The Hardys?
Yep.
That's a good one. For some reason, the team that did not make my list. But at number 9, Again, going kind of old school, but WCW old school. And I think the size matches up just perfectly. This one team might have the weight advantage, but I think both of them could just move around the ring. I got Harlem Heat versus the Street Profits.
I thought you were going to say it and you went away from it. I'm giving you another half a point later up on the list. So
Okay.
Golly. All right, that's a good one. I forget. I completely forgot about the Street Profits, and I like the Street Profits. To be honest, I'd put Street Profits against like Crime Time, and
I had them against Crime Time too, and then I was like, oh, Harlem Heat, that would be a better matchup.
I'd put them up against the Claim too. That's just something. It's like
the Claim. Yep.
Yeah, and it's like holy hell. My number 8. And I'm hoping this happens. I am so hoping this happens now that this team is floating around the ether in NXT and WWE, and I'm hoping that this other team decides to form back up. But this is a Prime versus Prime. I like Chris Sabin. I like Alex Shelley. I really like the Motor City Machine Guns. God, say that 5 times fast. But I want to see them go up against the Usos.
Ooh. Oh, wow. Yeah, that would be a good one. That would be a good one. My number 8, I'm going with a trio here. They recently, one team just recently went heel and kicked one guy out. And the other one,
Really?
Back in the day was a pretty good trio themselves. Held, the Trios champion a few times down in Texas. I got New Day versus the Fabulous Freebirds.
Wow, I've had the Freebirds on here. I just didn't know who to put them up against. Golly, damn it. Well, I'll give you half a point on Judgment Day. But I got them going
to New Day.
The New Day. Who did I say? Oh shit.
You said Judgment
Day. No, I can't even give you half a point for New Day. Damn it. Well, now I pretty much gave up half the problem. So I've got the Judgment Day, and I want the Judgment Day before Liv Morgan and JD McDonough and Liv Morgan and JD McDonough and Carlito. Yeah. I want the Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, Dominic Mysterio Judgment Day, and I want to take them against the 4 Horsemen.
That'd be a good one. My number 7 is 2 brother tag teams, actually. So one I met in October. So we got the Steiners versus the Creed brothers.
Ooh, that'd be a good match. That'd be really good. I don't have Steiners. And the thing is, I don't have the Steiners or the Creed. I don't have the Creed brother or the Steiners. Huge.
Your number 6.
My number 6 is funny enough. Is I do have a brother team, and yet no Steiners, no Creed brothers. But I want to see this team versus. I think these two would mesh so well. I want to see the big family from Texas, the Von Erichs, versus the Shield.
Ooh. Yeah, that would be a good one. My number 6, this would, I think, put butts in the seats if they would have built up the one team really well. I got Taker and Kane versus Brody Lee and Eric Rowan.
Are you kidding me? Well, remember how I said this was only going to be said once?
No way.
At number 5, it's the phrase that pays. It's not C2C typing. My number 5, and the reason why I wanted this list, I have the Brothers of Destruction versus the Bludgeon Brothers.
No way. Oh, wow. 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 I really didn't think I figured you would have put the Brothers of Destruction, but I didn't think you put them up against them.
Oh, I wanted them against them. And believe me, I'm going to put them up against them in 2K24 too.
Well, you're gonna have to send me the results so we can see how we did.
Oh yeah, okay. You send me your list. You send me your list. I'll send you, and I'll tell you everything.
Yeah. My number 5. I guess we could put this as Paul Ellery on a pole match. I got LOD versus AOP.
I took AOP off my list because they and there's and that was and I put them up there and it was just like I had AOP for the exact same match for the exact same reason.
You're number 4.
My number 4, and you brought up the funny thing is you brought up brothers, brother tag team here and a brother tag team there, and I still don't have that. I have a brother tag team versus a brother tag team. The funny thing is, I'll give you a half point for Harlem Heat, but I want to see them go up against. To me, I think is probably the greatest brother team in the entire thing. I've got the Hart Foundation.
Wow. Okay. All right. So my number 4, I am going to go with the New Age Outlaws.
Oh no, dude,
versus the Nasty Boys.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be so awesome.
All right, you're number 3.
Well, I'm giving you half a point for the Road Warriors, and this one's this I think is the match to end all matches, and to find out that these two have never wrestled each other made it even more confusing. I've got the Road Warriors against two guys who consider themselves brothers and who have considered themselves probably arguably the best tag team wrestlers in the entire world. I've got them going against the Dudleys.
All right. My number 3, I'll give you half a point for the Hart Foundation.
Oh, no. Who you got?
I think they would, in their prime, versus the Young Bucks.
Oh, that'd be a great match. That'd be such a great match. And I have both of them. I have Nick and Matt, and I have Jim, and I have Brett. And I have Owen too. So, and Davey Boy. So I could really run that.
All right, you're number 2.
My number 2, I think to me the preeminent faction quite some time. I think we've argued that these guys would be in the top 10, but I want to see them against a team that has now since moved from WWE and is now in AEW. I think this would be an amazing match. I think the storyline on this would be absolutely phenomenal. I've got the Nation of Domination versus the Hurt Business.
Ooh. Yeah, that would be a good one. So my number 2 is a big stretch. I mean, if they would have did the Forbidden Door back in the 80s and 90s, 90s and early 2000s, I think we could have got this match, but I don't know how they would have booked it.
No, don't say
I got Hogan and Warrior versus Flair and Sting. That is a dream match of mine. And yes, I know I can put that together on WCW in a heartbeat. I
can do it right now.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't even think that happened. I don't think Warrior stayed long enough in WCW.
No, when he was in WCW, it was Warrior and Sting versus Hogan and Hart.
Right.
But yeah, no, give me Warrior Hogan in WWE versus Sting and Flair in WCW.
I thought you were. When you said that, I'm like Forbidden Door in the 80s and 90s. I'm like, there is no way he's got this. No, he's got this. And then that's a good.
Who are you
one.
thinking?
Oh no, that's my number one. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, okay. You're number one.
My number one is the reason why I stayed watching wrestling because of these two. I legitimately thought it would be a great match, knowing that all four members were at one point in WWE/WWF as a certain faction behind in the backstage. And I personally would make this a guest. I would make this a special guest referee just to make sure I get it completely out of the way. And I want to see how well this match goes. I think it'd be awesome. I want to see the Outsiders versus D-Generation X with Sean Waltman as the special guest referee.
Wow. Yeah, they never faced each other as a tag team.
No, and the funny thing is the night of the curtain call, it was 3 of the 4.
Yep.
Because Triple H was in the backstage and it was Sean and Sean and it was Sean and it was Waltman and Hogan. It was Waltman and HBK. And because Triple H was backstage for the curtain call.
No, he was up there. Oh wait.
No, he came from because he says he came from backstage.
What was the match? It was HBK. It was a cage match.
It was a cage match between. Go ahead, say yours. I want to double check.
I'm pretty sure. I thought Triple H was a part of that.
No, he came from backstage. The match.
Well, 2 of them came from backstage, but I thought Triple H was. I don't think X-Pac was in a part of that. But anyways, my number one, it's the phrase that pays. You have it at number 4 or whatever. But yeah, because both of these tag teams held titles around the world, every promotion they were in. I got the Dudleys versus LOD.
Let's see. No, it doesn't say.
I don't think X-Pac was part of that. It was Hall Nash. If I remember right, I think it was it Diesel versus.
It was a tag match.
Was it a tag match?
Tag match. Okay, let's see.
In a cage, though.
It was in a cage. Yeah, it was in a cage.
Yeah.
Curtain call incident. Let's see.
Well, where's Dragon Viper when I need him? Because he probably watches that.
He bailed out on us. It was like, what the heck was that all about? Let's see. It involved all 5 guys. No, that says the Click. Never mind. Don't listen to me on that. 1996, the Click blah, 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 blah. The Click broke character at a live event at Madison Square Garden in an unscripted incident referred to as a curtain call, which had far-reaching But it doesn't so far. It doesn't say.
Yeah, because Triple H took the brunt of the punishment.
Right.
Because HBK was the champion, the other 2 left. So.
Right. They don't. For some reason, they don't say what.
I don't think X-Pac was part of that.
The MSG curtain call. Nash and signed contracts that influenced Hall himself claimed later that Hall. At the time, Levesque and Nash were wrestling as villains. Yeah, great. At the end of the night, Michaels wrestled Nash. Okay, Michaels wrestled Nash, so it was a singles match. Cage. Then Hall came out and hugged Michaels, and then Triple H came out. So those 4 wrestled. All 4 of those guys who I just named in that, 2 of them were wrestling each other.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a tag match. But all the other 2 came out.
Yeah. All right, so that's our list, but we got a new little bit here that we've seen. If you guys watch TikTok and Instagram and even Facebook, people are putting up these lists as blind rankings. So me and Tim thought it'd be a good idea we start doing this. So Tim, I will let you go first with your list to me.
All right. Like I said, I gotta love Copilot when you got no other choice but to do this.
All right.
I'm going with all-time Minnesota Timberwolves. I know you're a Timberwolves fan,
Ooh.
and I'm kind of curious of how this is going to go.
All right.
So the first person I'm going to say is where you're going to rank is Isaiah Ryder.
J.R. Ryder. I'm just writing down the numbers here. I got Ryder number 3.
Number 3? That's hilarious. My number 5. I don't know why I said that. The next one is Ricky Rubio.
Ooh. God.
No, Jedi.
And just to let you know, we cannot change once we put our numbers in there.
No Jedi mind trick whatsoever by me saying.
Ricky Rubio. God. I will go Rubio at 4.
4. All right. The next one, everybody's favorite dream teamer himself, Christian Leitner.
5.
Did you have to be so quick about that? The next one I have is Terrell Brandon.
Ooh.
God, and I love how the fact is you don't know.
Well, and that's the funny thing. That's the thing is you know. All right, I'm God dang it. I'm gonna go Terrell Brandon at 1.
All right, and the final guy is Latrell Sprewell.
Well, I guess little Charles at 2. I mean, and the thing is Sprewell and KG and who's the third one in that group? Oh God, what? When Sprewell was here, it was him, KG, and I can't think of the point guard now. But those 3 could have done something well if they would have stuck together.
Was it Cassell?
Yeah, Cassell. Yeah, those 3 could have done something special. They probably could have taken them to the title. So,
I thought, yeah, you get Sprewell at his prime, yeah.
But I would say right now, looking at the list, honestly, the only one I would have flip-flopped, I would have probably put Brandon would be my number 1. Ryder, I'd probably go Ricky Rubio, and I go Sprewell at 4. Christian Leitner will be number 5 still. So, it's all right. So I've been thinking about this all week long, which way I wanted to go, but I am going to go top duos. And I'll let you know right now, it's not just sports.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
All right. The first duo I got for you, Tom and Jerry.
Shoot. 2.
Tom and Jerry at 2?
Yeah.
Joe Montana, Jerry Rice.
Why? Why? Holy smokes. 3. Behind Tom and Jerry, yeah.
Bonnie and Clyde.
I'm burying myself at this point. 5. And I like them. I do. I like that group. It's just
Batman and Robin.
1. Not even a question. You're talking to a Batman guy who's got Batman tattoos all over the place. So, yeah.
Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen.
Oh, for the love of hell. Wow.
And that would be your number 4.
I know. Dude. I would, if I had to do it over again, I'd have put, Batman still number 1. Yeah, Michael Jordan. I'd flip flop Tom and Jerry and Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Golly.
This is going to be a fun one going out the rest of the year. I think this one is going to be. This one's definitely going to be a fun one. And so, with that being said, there, bud, final thoughts.
That one hurt. Wow, you snuck Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. I like it. It's gonna give me a headache. It's gonna be great. Thanks for Randy for watching. Stay tuned. We've got a lot of great shows. I'm not good at these endings like these closings like everybody else is, but that's okay. This weekend for morning tailgate, I'm going to be giving my wife's picks instead of mine because many people don't know that my wife's went 16-0 and she's an Italian woman who doesn't watch football. So basically, that's proof that anybody can do it. Then
she'd probably be the one to win the $1 million contest for getting all 64 teams right.
She told me, she says, I'll come on your show if I'll come on your show and give you guys tips on how to pick games. And I'm like, calm down. You did it once. So, watch Big B's half show, and Bacon and Big Game James. I gotta watch myself because sometimes I cut half words off sometimes. But watch the rest of our shows, and then we'll be back here next Tuesday or Wednesday, depends on how well life treats us, right back here on C2C, and maybe we'll have another list that Randy can steal for his show.
Yep, exactly. So with that being said, just catch us, this time of year again, family stuff. So I don't know exactly. Entertainment Hour, Sports Minute tonight, hopefully. I know Callan has his show, not penalty box, press row.
Penalty box.
I know him, Big Game James do C2C late night. We have the game show with Callan. Hopefully, we can get some contestants for that.
Yeah, if you guys didn't put it on, if you guys put it on,
and of course, morning tailgate on Sunday, wrapping up the season. They're going to talk about the big firing and who knows what else they'll be talking about. So
we don't hit
on T-Law. So, but with that being said, thank you, and Randy. Next week you'll get another list that you can put on your show. So, with that being said, we'll see y'all next week on C2C Rankem. Have a good one.